WIFO-FM Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here for this 27th day of December. And it's brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Van's Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South First Street right here in Jesup.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jesup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner special. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to the barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
World-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. And Bob, welcome back from your Christmas vacation.
Right, glad to be back. Had a great time. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun up there with the family in Hotlanta, huh? Well, it wasn't too hot this weekend.
It was pretty cold. In the teens up in Roswell, Georgia. So
yeah.
Pretty cold.
Yeah, I'm sure it was pretty cold up there. And you and I were just talking about before we went on the air there that, you know, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, 4 nights in a row of below freezing with hard freeze on each one of those nights. And then tonight, for the 5th night in a row, it's going to be below freezing. It's going to get down to about 26 tonight. And so 5 nights in a row below freezing. We were talking about, we can't remember when it's been 5 nights, and it's just not right around freezing. It's way below freezing. And when I got ready to come into the station this morning at 5 o'clock, the ice was on my windshield and everything. And so, but tomorrow night, Wednesday night, the low is supposed to be 35. So we'll have our first night in 5 nights without having below freezing temperatures. So it is cold, but, you know, when you think about, I got to run my pipes and, it's frost on the windshield and stuff like that, it's a little inconvenient for us folks here in South Georgia. But you look at what's happening up in Buffalo, New York, and other places up there in the Midwest, and you just thank the Lord that we live down here in the South. Have you seen some of those videos and pictures of Buffalo and other areas up there? My word, cars covered with snow. People can't go anywhere. People, stuck on the side of the road in their cars for overnight and for a day or two. And semi-trucks just stuck everywhere. People just perishing in vehicles because they can't get out. It's just very, very rough up there.
If it wasn't a football game or Christmas special, I didn't see it on TV.
If it wasn't a football game. Or a special Christmas movie, huh?
That's right.
It's been a rough since Friday. It has been rough in this nation and lots of parts of it, especially in the Midwest and the East up there when it comes to the weather with the, with the snow and the ice. And, of course, on Georgia News Network this morning, they were talking about all the busted pipes in the Atlanta area. Did y'all have any problems with y'all's pipes there at your sister's house in Roswell?
No, but they had When I was up there, the Atlanta area had a lot of power outages. Apparently, with the cold temperatures, they didn't have any power Christmas Eve or Christmas morning.
Wow!
So,
I wonder why that.
I don't know, but
Ice
that
on
that was the big story in Atlanta. But luckily, Roswell's power stayed on, so didn't have that problem at all. But I read where a lot of customers didn't have any power Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. So.
And they were talking about on the Georgia News Network, because of some of the busted pipes in the Atlanta area, there was low pressure or no pressure on water because you had so many pipes busted. You live and learn on that through the years that you got to keep. I got at my house, I've got both of my outside faucets not dripping, but a good run. And then one inside and one in the mother-in-law's house I've got running. And so far, knock on wood, I've been okay with everything. I covered the pump up, with covering over it to keep the frost from getting on it and so forth, because it's not in a building per se. Now here at the radio station, we can, because there wasn't going to be anybody here Saturday, Sunday, or yesterday, Monday, because I worked all day Friday until the dark. We wasn't going to be anybody here, so my son Matt came out here and cut the water off from the tank, cut the water off to the pump. There's 2 valves there. Cut those off, covered the pump up, even though it's inside of a building, and cut the pipes off, covered the pipes inside the building that goes from the tank to the pump. And he came out this morning about 6 o'clock to try to cut on both valves, and one valve would turn, but the other valve would not turn. And of course, you're not going to force that because you got PVC pipe, and when it gets cold, it becomes like glass in a sense. It just cracks all apart. So you don't force it. So we're waiting for the sun to come up and it warm up way above freezing, and then we'll try turning that other valve to get the water running here in the radio station. And so you live and learn that, because I think most of us have gone through. If you had homes, especially homes that have pumps, where you don't live in the city, you can run into those situations where your pump freezes up, some of your pipes may freeze up, and you just try to keep those the water running and the pumps covered. And some people have little heaters inside their pump houses and stuff like that to keep those pumps from freezing up. So hopefully everybody's been able to make it through okay over the last 4 nights of sub-freezing temperatures. But for us down here, it's cold. This would be a heat wave for those folks up north. Man, it's something else watching some of those videos and pictures of what's going on up there in the Midwest and the Northeast. It's just very. You can see why so many people, when they retire, they move south. Because when you get up there and you're around 60 to 70 in that area and you retire. Last thing you want to go out there at your age, that age, and go out there and shovel snow and have to fight through that stuff all the time. So, I understand that this past year was the first year that Florida, in many, many years, a long time, has led the nation in growth of population. For some reason or another, there's many reasons for that, but you do have a lot of snowbirds down there in Florida, a lot of them, and they're moving to Georgia and South Carolina and places like that. And there's some people out there, and I know a couple of people here in town that during the winter they're down here in the Wayne County area. During the summer they're back up a place up north. Boy, that must be nice to get away from the heat and the skeeters and the gnats during the wintertime. During the summertime, that would be nice. But you do what you can. But we hope everybody made it through the holidays okay with the sub-freezing temperatures. Hope you had a good time with family and friends, and Santa was good to you, and you just enjoyed it. I know that I went over to my oldest son's house, Matt and Mandy's house, with my 5 grandsons and some other family members there, and we had a good time on Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening with Christmas. And of course, when you got Christmas with kids around, Bob, it just makes it so much more special.
It was fun. They woke up, they got me in trouble.
Oh, they got you in trouble, Bob?
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, every morning they come wake me up. I had a nice room, guest bedroom, so my niece and nephew come down there, wake me up, said, let's go see what Santa Claus got us. So I thought everybody was up, so we walked in there, and that was a no-no, because my sister wanted everybody to go in together. So I was in the doghouse Saturday or Sunday morning, whatever morning it was. I didn't know. I thought they were ready to roll. So
did you stop them?
No,
You let them go ahead and open up presents when
I didn't let them open up. No, they didn't. But
okay.
They saw a lot of their presents.
They saw their presents,
and that was not what my niece wanted. So.
Well, how do you prevent the kids from going seeing it then?
I don't know. Apparently, they were told they were all going in together. So they got an older daughter who's going to be a freshman in high school next year. She was like me. She's sleeping until about 10, 11
They
o'clock.
they weren't wrapped?
Not the bicycles.
Not
no. Santa Claus put the bicycle together. So, but like I said, they saw that. So, my niece was not happy that I didn't know any better.
How did you let them in there? They could just walk in there themselves without you.
They came and got me first. So I said, sure, let's go check it out. So we went and checked it out, and that was not the thing to do. So
Well, they could have went and checked it out without even telling you.
that's true too. But
Yeah, they could have just walked right in there without preventing. Unless you did like me when my boys were growing up. I had a little motion detector, and I told them, now if you walk into where the presents are, this motion detector's going to go off and wake up everybody here in the house.
apparently, I was supposed to know to tell them not to go in there without.
But you didn't know Uncle Bob, did you?
I was like, sure, let's go check it out. So we checked it out. So that was not the thing to do. So,
Oh boy.
but it was dark. So I was lying. I said they didn't see anything. So
Yeah. When my boys were growing up, if it was from Santa Claus, it was unwrapped. If it was from Mom and Dad, it was wrapped.
but Santa treated them well. My sister, my gosh, they call her Mimi. I don't know how many presents she bought. She's like Santa with a sleigh. My goodness.
Your sister brought a
sister.
whole bunch of presents from
Yeah, she's their grandmother. So
the grandmother. Okay.
She brought a pile of toys.
She was Santa Claus big time, huh?
Yeah, once Mimi showed up, Uncle Bob was got kicked to the curb. I only got him one present. I didn't bring a full sleigh of toys.
Oh boy.
Good gosh. But
Jeez. But that makes Christmas so much more special when you can spend
Grandma
it with
treats
kids.
them well. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. It was just a great special time because when I went over to Matt and Mandy's house about 2:00 on Sunday afternoon, of course, the 5 boys had already had Christmas that morning, with Santa Claus and from Mom and Dad and so forth. So they were all showing me what they got. I mean, one thing after another. I'm saying, my word. I was telling them when I growing up, I got maybe 1, maybe 2 gifts for Christmas, and that was it. And but today's kids, many of them get a little bit more than that.
The only problem is 8 degrees, so they didn't go outside with their bicycle. So
You can't go outside when it's like 19 degrees outside or 17 degrees.
It was 8 degrees.
8 degrees
Roswell.
outside.
So,
Yeah, you're up there in Roswell, so it was colder up there than it was here.
We weren't going out and riding no bikes.
No.
But they both got brand new bikes.
Bikes
They
are
were
freedom
happy.
for kids, Freedom. That's what that 2-wheel thing is right there. Freedom to go flying down the road there, down the sidewalk.
But it was a good time. Enjoyed it. It was fun. Good food. Just those two of my 4 sisters were there, so it worked out pretty good. Had a good time. The traffic
sister-
up and traffic back is terrible.
Oh, was it bad coming back?
From Macon to Dublin, it was 5
Now,
miles
see,
an hour.
usually that's not that bad. That's usually the
All the
freest.
accidents.
Is from Macon to Savannah is usually the emptiest. Usually it's from Macon to Atlanta where you really got to worry it. But it was really bad from Macon to Dublin.
Yeah. It wasn't bad coming to Atlanta, but once
That's
I got
amazing.
Got past Atlanta, it just was bumper to bumper
Wow.
all the way. So it was crazy.
Jeez, I should have gone 341
I
then.
had to get off that interstate.
I don't blame you. Hit on down to 341 or something. Yeah.
I said there's a lot of bad accidents, a lot of people driving crazy. So
It's amazing how crazy people drive on the interstates like that. I've been on the interstate before where it's been like, frozen out there. And, you got all those Southerners creeping along there in the 2 lanes there going south or north, whatever the case may be. And then you got the Yankees on the far side there, the part the where you pull over the pullover lane there, the emergency lane, and they're flying by. They're flying by.
I know they can't pull everybody over, but some of us, like I said, I was going close to 80 and they were just going by me like I was standing still. So I was like, crazy.
When were you
People
going
drive
80? You
crazy.
said it was bumper to bumper.
Well, when it wasn't.
When it wasn't bumper to bumper.
When I was coming
Isn't it
coming
amazing?
to Atlanta.
It's just amazing how fast some of the people drive. Here it is, the speed limit's 70
I was
on
trying to
a
get
lot
home.
of the interstates, some 65, some 60. And you can go, just a the buffer zone above the speed limit there. And there's still people just flying by you. Like going 90 is going to save them so much more time than going 70 or 80, It's amazing how some people drive like that, and they're putting their lives on those 4 tires below their vehicle there, hoping one of them don't blow out. So you got to be careful there. But usually when you see that bad accidents like that's when someone's been just driving recklessly or way over the speed limit or whatever the case may be. It's like, I've got to save that extra few minutes because that makes all the difference in the world in my life. So speed limits for reasons, and you got the buffer zones for a reason, but you go way over, that's dangerous for everybody.
I say it's a deadly holiday for the Georgia State Patrol. They're expecting encouraging everybody to please drive with care, obey the speed limit, buckle up, all that good stuff. So, but they're pretty much out in full force. But
I'm sure they are.
They could do just, I said, that was just bumper to bumper for a long way down that interstate.
That's amazing. It's bumper to bumper from Macon to Dublin to Savannah. Usually that's the most emptiest stretch of interstate.
Thank God for sports talk radio. That's all I got to say. Kept me entertained.
Somebody wanted to know if the cash can promotion is still going. No, it was found on Friday morning. It was found on Friday morning by Carl Sawyer and Kerry Knighton. They go out together each year and try to find the can, and it was found, the WIFO-FM and Neesmith Chevy Buick GMC cash can was found early on Friday morning out at Lake Grace on the head end close to the old Odom Road near the Odom-Scriven Road there at Lake Grace on East Lake Drive is where it was found. And talking to one person who lives out there at Lake Grace, as he said, over the past couple of weeks, it seems like half of Wayne County was out there looking. But it was found Friday morning, and I'd like to congratulate Carl Sawyer and Kerry Knighton for winning the $1,055. They split the money and get the title of finding it. And so we'll be back in May with another cash can promotion. But everybody seemed to have a good time and talking about the clues, and we look forward to bringing it back again in May. Congratulations to Carl Sawyer and Kerry Knighton, and thanks to all our sponsors, especially Neesmith Chevy Buick GMC, our premier sponsor, and big thanks to all the folks who participated. We've got a lot of folks who participate in the cash can promotion, and we do it twice a year in May and December. And I'd like to thank all the folks who participate and hope they had a good time trying to do it. All right, Bob, Georgia Southern in action today, taking on the Buffalo Bulls there in Montgomery, Alabama, the Camellia Bowl. It's going to be an early game, kickoff at 12 o'clock.
You got 4 games set for today. 1 at 4, 1 at 3, 1 at 7, 1 at 10. So you get your bowl.
Get your bowl on the day, huh?
Hopefully the Eagles can, like I said, both teams are 6-6. Hopefully they can end on a good note, end the season at 7-6. So team that wins is going to be happy. Team that loses is going to be upset because they're going to have a losing season. So
yeah. And we'll have that game for you right here on 105.5 FM. We are your Georgia Southern Eagle football radio station for Southeast Georgia. Our coverage will begin at 10 a.m. with the pregame. It should begin at 10 a.m. and the pregame, if the broadcast logo is like it's supposed to, because you depend upon the satellite people to get it to you correctly. At 10 a.m., the pregame show getting you all informed and fired up for kickoff right around 12 noon with the Georgia Southern Eagle radio broadcasters. We'll give you all the inside information when it comes to the Georgia Southern Eagles.
So far, most of the games have been competitive. Normally one team shows up, one team doesn't show up, but for the most part, most of the games have been pretty close and back and forth. So I said, I hope the Eagles can pull it out today. Be nice to get they're favored by 4 points. So hopefully the odds makers know what they're talking about. So hopefully Georgia Southern, I know a lot of Georgia Southern fans went up to the game. So up there in Alabama.
In Montgomery. Yep, over there in Montgomery, Alabama, Camellia Bowl. And we wish the Eagles the best.
And the Dogs getting ready for the big game this Saturday night, New Year's Eve. Go Dogs.
Yep, it may be raining that night. It may be moved out by the time the game begins. We got a 70% chance of rain on Saturday. But how quickly that front comes through will be determined how it's going to be on Saturday night, New Year's Eve night. Hopefully it'll move on out so people can shoot the fireworks and have a good time on New Year's Eve night. But, of course, they don't have to worry about that in Atlanta because it's in a dome.
I was going to say, not going to affect the game.
Nope, not going to affect the game, just going and coming from the game. But just in case, I don't know. You see, you never know how these fronts are going to do. Today's Tuesday, that's Saturday. It's just right now they're calling for a 70% chance of showers on Saturday. Some forecasts have it moving out before the game begins, before, about sunset and stuff, and other ones don't. So it just varies at this particular time. It's fortune telling when it comes to weather forecasts. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. But right now, we do have that 50% chance of showers Friday night, 70% on Saturday. Low tonight supposed to get around 26, so another sub-freezing night tonight, but 35 the low for tomorrow night, so finally above freezing tomorrow night. And going to get up to around 53 today. And then tomorrow got around 60, Thursday around 68, and then around 72 on Friday. So going to warm up this week, Bob. Going to warm up.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't like this cold.
Are you going to Atlanta?
Going to Atlanta.
Going to Atlanta.
Santa came through.
Santa came through, got that ticket. Bob's going to be there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium pulling the Bulldogs on to victory.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, yeah.
Can't wait.
Okay. Trying to go for 2 national championships in a row.
I just don't believe the Buckeyes can play with us, but that's just me.
Yeah, we'll see. If we can play a mistake-free game, play our game, that'll do it. It's the turnovers and the mistakes and the penalties that usually determine the winners in some of these bowl games, especially with the big ones like this one. So we just got to play our game, and keep trucking on. People say, what do you mean trucking on? That's a term back from the early 70s, folks.
Get to Los Angeles.
Get to L.A. for the national championship game, more than likely against Michigan. You think TCU might give them a run for the money?
I think TCU will make it a game.
All right. Do you know the line on that game?
8.5.
8.5 for Michigan, huh?
I'm surprised it's not higher, but.
Well, as you say, these people in Vegas know what they're doing.
This sport talk show last night, he said he was going to put his house on Michigan. He said he can't believe the line's that low. I don't know.
No, don't do stuff like that.
That's what he said.
You only gamble what you can afford to lose. That's all you do. You have fun with it if you're going to gamble, but don't do it where it's going to economically affect you in a negative way if you happen to lose. It's for entertainment purposes only. It's to have fun. It's not to put yourself in a situation where you feel so bad because you lost because you can't afford to pay your rent or car payment or buy groceries or something like that, Just fun money.
Bennett plays well indoors, so I look for him to have a big game. So should be a fun game. A lot of red up there. I guess Ohio State wore their silver, I guess. Scarlet, whatever they call it.
I don't know what their red is. I don't think they're red scar. I have no idea what their color is, but we're going to be in all red, right, Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia's the home team. Georgia gets to wear red. So
red jersey and silver pants or all red or what?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure what the pants are going to be, but the jersey's going to be red.
The red jerseys.
Red jerseys because they're a home team. You get the dark jerseys when you're the home team. Okay? All right.
Can't wait. Go Dogs.
Okay, so that's the late game. The Michigan TCU game is the earlier game.
Right. TCU game kicks off around 4:00 New Year's Eve out in Tempe, Arizona.
All right.
The Fiesta Bowl.
What's your thoughts about having these bowl games on New Year's Eve night? I mean, that just kind of takes away from your New Year's Eve people's plans,
I don't know why they just don't.
Is the country club having a big get together out there as they normally do on New Year's Eve?
Yeah, they got their annual New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve thing with the second chance and everything.
Yeah, second chance.
So I guess they'll have the screens up there.
They'll have the TV going. I don't know how that's going to work. So
dance a little, watch the game a little bit. Dance a little, watch the game a little bit.
I'm sure we'll have a good crowd.
Oh.
They had the Christmas dance and the Heisman. That was people were still talking about that. The poor girl was in there singing her heart out, and everybody was in watching the Heisman presentations.
Poor girl.
1 million people listening to the music. So
oh boy,
everybody's piled in there to watch the Heisman. Seeing Stetson, but unfortunately he didn't win. But he was there, so
he was one of the four. Yeah, there's thousands of football players, and he was one of four.
He got to hold the trophy anyway. Got a picture with him holding it.
Got holding the trophy. Yeah. I still wish he could have wore his national championship ring.
He'll play well. I said the Dogs are going to roll Saturday. Can't wait. In Atlanta, home game. Buckeyes in for a long night.
Okay. All righty. Anything else, Bob, on your mind this morning that we need to cover before you boogie out of here?
Just glad the cash came was fine. Congratulations to Carl. Did you say
it was the duo there. They've won before many years ago. Carl Sawyer and Casey Knighton. Yeah, they won it, and they were searching together. And
I'm sure they had a happy Christmas.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bob, you have a good day. All right. The world famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, brought to you by O'Quinn and Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Van's Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.